My name is Arianna Garcia. A little about me, I'm a bio major and I'm also pursuing the BDP in Social Inequality Health and Policy Certificate, and I hope to become a physician assistant one day. So today I want to be your next vice president. So basically my start in Lions started sophomore year. I saw the table, signed up for the newsletter, didn't go to the meeting, but with the newsletter coming up every week in my inbox, I eventually came out to the events, especially because it was super convenient and all I had to do was click a button and then show up at Littlefield the next day. I've really come to love Lions, especially because it's so different from all of the other organizations I've tried. Lions truly has a focus on service mostly, with a little bit of social, which I appreciate. But the biggest thing is Lions has at least like four service events every weekend, aside from like socials as well. So it's really like a huge opportunity to partake in whatever service opportunity you like. If you want to serve the homeless community or disabled people or children, you really have something for everyone here. So this past year, after a year of being a general member sophomore year, I became a service chair, and that's partly why I'm here today, because I feel ready to challenge myself and take myself to the next level. Service chair really showed me, I do love service, but it showed me I love being a leader too. And honestly, that was something I didn't think of myself at the beginning of the semester in fall, but now I'm here and I feel ready to take it on and be successful at it. This past year I had some really good highs, a lot of events that were engaging and super fun and people really enjoyed them, but also those on the other end that were kind of disappointing and not as fulfilling. But as anyone should with failure, I kind of just looked at those opportunities to improve in the future. So with that knowledge and my experience, also with the behind the scenes of Lions, like filling out feedback forms or contacting coordinators, going to the meetings, I really feel prepared to lead a team myself next year. So enough about that, but next year as VP, there are really three core things I kind of wanted to keep in mind as vice president. The first one being maintaining quality. I really think Service Committee has done a good job this year of having a lot of quality events for you guys. Like I said earlier, a lot of diversity and whatever you guys want, there's really something there for everyone. So I'd hope to maintain that in the future, just kind of picking through what events were really good and what ones weren't as successful. And then, I also want to continue the uniqueness that Lions has. Like I said earlier, serving a variety of populations. I really think that's Lions' strong suit, and it's why I'm here today and why I know a lot of you guys are here today too. The second thing is expanding impact. So Feliciano, our senior service chair, he brought up the idea of bringing out service coordinators that could come to meetings or people that lead nonprofits to talk to you guys about what our service has done for these organizations and for the people they serve. I know sometimes when we go out to service events, it can be difficult to see the impact you guys have through the couple of hours that you're being there, but by having someone come in and talk to you guys, you could possibly want to develop your relationship with that organization by seeking out the individual opportunities they have or find interest in that career, as I know I have recently. And then the third thing is integrating members into Lions more. I want to hear a lot more from what you guys think. We have some opportunity here and there, but I mostly want to implement it at the beginning of the semester, kind of as like a Google form wherein you guys could say what events you'd want to see, and which ones you don't really want to see as much or that you'd like to go to more often. Because at the end of the day, we're serving you guys, and I just want to provide you all with the opportunity you're hoping to find. And then, yeah, those basically my three goals, and thank you for your consideration.
So with our club kind of growing and our number of events continues to become larger, how do you plan on kind of maintaining the quality of events, but also maintaining the culture that we pride ourselves in having here in Lions Club?
Yes, I think it can get a little crowded on weekends, but I would hope that through kind of working more together as maybe decreasing the amount of special committees, it would be easier to host service events every weekend. And we would be able to keep the quality just by having a couple, like 2 or 3 committees being in charge of volunteer events. So I think that's something I would push for, is more quality over quantity of events. So if there are events that, and definitely putting priority to unique events that we don't get to do as often. I'm not sure if that answered your question. Yeah.
Okay, so generally, like, you would want to have the same committee that you came in the year with towards the end, but as you know, this year one of our chairs had to leave for outside reasons. How would you deal with this situation if it came up again next year when you're vice president?
If someone were to leave after a semester,
Mm-hmm.
I would think, well, based on the experience this year being in that committee when it did happen, I would say just being able to lead the committee further in and kind of bringing everyone closer together because of that. I definitely think just encouraging the other chairs to kind of step up and take the role of what I guess has left. And it's definitely doable. I think just kind of like compensating for that loss is what I would encourage the rest of the chairs to do. Yes.
So since you do have experience in service being a chair, what are some things that you would change?
The biggest thing I actually forgot to mention was recurring events. I definitely think Yellow Bike Project was obviously really successful. I know it was super enjoyable just because it's really satisfying to see at the end of the year, the end of the semester, something you've been working on periodically come to fruition at the end. So I would hope to bring like a couple events to wherein we go like once a month, just so again you guys get to see like the development of the organization, or you know what y'all's service has brought to the community over time. So that's probably the biggest thing. It's just recurring events. Yes.
So this year, both within service and other committees, we've had issues with not having enough drivers or drivers canceling the day of. Do you have any maybe things to help your chairs in the future to prevent that problem from happening?
Unfortunately, when it comes to like driver cancellations the day of, there is very limited leeway like in what you can do. The biggest thing I would just suggest is reaching out to fellow BOD members, just because we're all leaders and there should definitely be a strong dynamic to when if a committee needs desperate help, I would trust that people would come to their aid. But also, if it's like a bit in advance, like a day or two, I would say just like we have been doing, reaching out in group chats or friends. I guess any outlet that would help. Yeah.
What do you bring to the table that's very unique to being the leader in service and Lions?
I would say I'm definitely a listener. I know I'm obviously an introvert, and I would say that's one of my weaker sides. I'm not a huge public speaker, but I've come to think of it as my strength just because I am a really good observer, and I know that if there's a chair kind of lacking or they're not speaking up as often, they're not able to contribute as much because they're like stronger voices in the room, I think I would be able to give a voice to those that may not be as extroverted just like I am. So I think that comes into play also with small council and things like that.
Is that all the questions we have? All right, cool. Then everyone give your hands.